Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well today. I was thinking, one of the best ways to determine if your words or what it is that you're saying has any staying value, is think to yourself, would you still want that same thing to be just as it is if it had gone viral? Or let's say relatively close. The words you said, what you meant, all that stuff. And I think this is what a lot of people are alluding to when a lot of content creators, when they ask that question of their audience. Because so many of them are probably thinking, wow, I had a viral video that went viral and there was nothing of value in it. Or man, I got lucky. There was one thing that was actually worth my time and everybody else's in that video that got to everybody else. So, just as you have to repeat something 6 times to another person before they remember it, it's both a scientific and just a human principle, if you will. You can look it up. It's very similar to the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Or having 7 children, essentially, or 7 descendants, essentially makes it impossible for your line to die out without outside intervention. Because a man has a 54% chance, on average, throughout history, of having children. Therefore, you do the math, 7 children or more, 7 descendants or more, and your line will last forever. It's the same thing with all that. It's probabilities, Probabilities are a lot of fun to play with. And when you understand them, what a normal distribution is, where you stand on that normal distribution, where your life stands on that normal distribution, you start to realize that you gotta be more poignant on the words that you say and the things that you do, the way you live your life. That's what a signal is, by the way, right? Signal to noise ratio in telecommunications. I'm an electrical engineer. That's what we talk about, right? Like if you're sending a radio signal out or a laser or something like that. What basically dictates the signal to noise ratio is the probabilistic chance, it is a normal distribution, that the main signal lobe will reach its intended target. Right? The main signal lobe, it is a normal distribution. So basically a signal, a telecommunications signal, is just a probability. It's a probability wave. Everything in the universe, oh, if you guys just knew. When I learned this with my extensive education in probabilities and mathematics and electrical engineering, telecommunications, that everything in the universe is energy, is waves, is frequency, is probabilities, and probabilities determined by our own will. And you take more seriously the fact that you, where the rubber meets the road, are the signal in the noise, then you adapt that to thinking to yourself, if one of the things that I said became popular, went viral, what are the chances that that one thing is valuable? It is very similar to the medical profession. This is true with any profession, but let's just use the medical profession. So chemotherapy has a 2% efficacy rate, the current standard of care for aggressive cancers, right? That means it improves the likelihood that you will survive 2% above baseline. That's it. But that 2%, we have fought tooth and nail for the last 6,000 years of human civilization. Or if you want to say the last couple hundred that we've understood what cancer was. But you compound such a small growth, such a small positive progression over thousands of years and thousands of more advancements, it's going to turn into, instead of being a 2% efficacy, you add that on top of all of our other treatments, and it becomes a 10% efficacy, a 20% efficacy, until eventually it becomes a 99% efficacy after a certain period of time. And if you have that one piece of signal in the noise that leads to that 2% efficacy improvement, you gotta understand, that's incredibly important. And that could be just you reacting well to a certain situation, or living a good life. There's no way that we could know everything that there is to know. There's just not. You have to think in terms of eternity, right? And how truths can be truths of context and era, but they are still true. And how and why allegiance to the greatest good is so critically important. You might not understand the mysterious ways of God, but he sees a much bigger picture than we do, that is not bound by time or a particular life. But within this life, how you react, how you live it, that's what matters. So, yeah. Live well. See all the adversities that you face as an honorable opportunity to react well. That's all I got for today. Love y'all. Peace.